Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. I am competing in the Ironman Half Triathlon in Atlantic City, New Jersey on September 23rd, 2018, which is exactly 11 weeks from today. So I'm kind of just documenting my progress in terms of training and talking through what happened for the week. So this was a really good week. It feels like it was a very long week. It feels like it's been months since we last talked. I guess I did a lot. So in terms of training, and I will link to my training plan below if you're interested in kind of following along with what I'm doing, but Monday was my rest day. Also, Monday, Mexico was eliminated from the World Cup. Monday was a sad day. Tuesday was my first time out riding my bike, like for real. You guys remember last week I rode just kind of like in the driveway of my apartment and I fell over. Well, so every Tuesday my triathlon coach, she's a trainer at my gym at work, so she takes a couple employees who are interested in biking, and she takes them out for a group bike ride from 11:30 to 12:30 every Tuesday. And the previous Tuesday I had a meeting or something, I couldn't go, but so I went this Tuesday. And I was really excited. There were only 2 other people there, so it was 4 of us total. And this was only my second time on the bike. And so I get my bike out. I'm really excited. It was one lady who has done several triathlons. She's not training for anything in particular right now, but she wants to do she's done several halves and she wants to do a full one next year. And then this other guy who does competitive cycling, but he's not training for anything in particular right now either. So I specifically asked them that because I felt like I was going to be the limiting factor. I was going to be slowing them down. And if they were training for something important, I guess I was going to be feeling really bad about it, but they weren't, so it was okay. And they were really encouraging and supportive and happy for me. And we're literally in the parking lot of our office building before we go out onto the road. I'm like, yeah, I'm new. It's my first time. I clip one foot in the pedal and I miss the other one. And we're standing still and I completely fall over in the parking lot. And they were probably like, oh my God. But then we went out on the ride and it was great. It was exhilarating. It was terrifying, actually. I'm not new to biking. I biked a lot as a kid. In college, I biked around campus all the time. When I moved back to New Orleans after college, I would bike around New Orleans all the time. But being on a leisurely pleasure bike is totally, totally, totally different from being on one of these racing bikes. Particularly because it's super narrow and super thin and lightweight, so it feels like any little movement and you're gonna go flying. So I was very much paying attention to the road and little bumps, a rock, a little pebble in the road, it felt like my bike was just gonna fly away from me. So I was very after the hour ride, it was 45 minutes, my legs were not sore, my arms were sore, my upper body, because I was so held on and clenched and holding on for dear life. So we went out on the road, and initially it was flat, so I downshifted the gear so I could, push farther, faster, and that was great, and I was keeping up with everybody. And then it started to kind of go uphill, and I didn't know how to upshift or whatever to loosen the gear so I could spin faster, and I had shifted into too low of a gear, and I literally couldn't move the pedals, and I lost total inertia going up this hill, and I fell over in the middle of the road. There was traffic, there were cars. It was a little scary. Also, I don't know why this is a really stupid fear, but so I work for this really big company, and this is their corporate headquarters, and the houses that are nearby are multi-million-dollar mansions. All of our executives live nearby is what I'm saying. Plus, it was a day before the 4th of July. I knew for sure people were taking half days or leaving the office early or whatever. I saw Bentleys, Teslas pass me. I'm like, oh my God, all of our executives are gonna see me fall over on my bike. As I fell over into the road in traffic, an Escalade pulls up next to me and they're like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I got up super quick. And my fear was oh my God, is my CEO gonna be liability, my employees falling over in the middle of the road? That was my fear in the moment. None of that happened. I was like, yeah, no, I'm fine. I pulled over and they pressed on. And my coach immediately noticed. She pulled back around and we pulled into a driveway and she showed me how to shift the gears the other way. So after that, the rest of the ride was totally fine. but within the first 10 minutes, I had fallen over twice. So, Also, what's terrifying is when you're going downhill, you're like flying, like faster than cars. I mean, it's back roads. The cars probably weren't doing more than 35 or 40, but, on a bike, that is fast. And so, again, I'm like holding on for dear life because I don't want to like brake too hard and go flying, but I also don't want to just be like sailing down. So I was like slightly applying brakes. I don't know. I still have a lot to learn, but my coach kept like, she would like pull ahead and then like watch me pass and then like pass me. And like, she was really like watching my form and commenting on things, but she said I had really good natural form or whatever. I was staying small and tight, which was good. And she was just like super encouraging and like very much paying attention to what I was doing. The other two people were like long gone. I didn't even see them again. But it was a great day, but terrifying. Like I said, afterwards, my upper body was so sore. I was physically shaking for like an hour afterwards. It was a really terrifying experience. I had a helmet. I had a water bottle in like the little cage. There was no way I was taking my hands off of the handlebar to like get a water bottle. Like all that kind of movement felt like it was just going to be way too much. So I didn't drink any water and I was parched. So like afterwards I definitely drank a lot of water. Anyway, that was Tuesday. Wednesday was 4th of July, so we were off, and I found a park near my house that had like a flat paved loop, and the loop was 1.7 miles. And I brought my husband with me to just like watch me in case I died. And I biked around there. And this was a totally different experience. And I'm so glad I did it because it was flat. It was a very safe environment. Plus it was like in a park, so like no oncoming traffic. And I kind of took it slow, and I just went round and round and round, and I got the hang of it, and I kind of like moved my hands around, and I still haven't gotten to the point where I can like get the water bottle, but I definitely felt much more comfortable after that second ride, the one in the park. So I will definitely be going back there. Also, though, what's interesting, I have to learn more about the hand positioning, and there's so many YouTube videos and stuff that I've been watching. But it's very natural to have your hands on like this flat bar. But where the brakes and the gear shifters are over here. And so you have to move your hands this way, but then your hands kind of cramp up. And so I just kind of practice shifting from one position to the other and kind of transitioning. And that really helped as well. So after the second ride, I felt much better, and I know that I will continue improving in time. And I'm glad there's still 11 weeks to go. So, yeah. That was Wednesday. Thursday, I had to do a 35-mile bike ride, but I did it indoor on a stationary bike because I was at work and whatever. Friday, I was just not feeling it. Like, I don't know. I tried to assess what was happening. It wasn't like my food. It wasn't lack of sleep. I had actually worked from home on Friday because my coworker was out of town, and I don't know. I was supposed to do like a 4.5-mile run and then a swim, or backwards swim and then run. I actually miscounted the swim and I did too short, like shorter than I was supposed to. And then the run was only 4.5 miles. Like at this point, that's kind of a short run for me. And it just felt eternal, and I was slow, and I don't know. Friday was not a good day. Saturday, I took a rest day because I was going to this festival, but I actually did a step aerobics class, which is just like fun cardio. So it was a rest day from triathlon training, but I still got a workout in, so I'm glad about that. And then today was awesome, actually. I did a 9-mile run, which I hadn't done a run that long in a while, and I felt really good and really strong. And I averaged like 12-minute miles, which isn't super fast, but the fact that I was able to keep that up over the course of 9 miles, I felt really good. I mean, basically I'm like running and taking walking breaks and running and taking walking breaks. It's not that I'm running at that pace, but it averages out to that pace. Unfortunately, I took some pre-workout, and the jury's kind of still out on the pre-workout. I think it makes me feel good, and I think it gives me energy, but today I took it on an empty stomach, and then like halfway through the run, I had to poop really bad, and that was terrible. So I did have to like stop halfway through the run, go to the restroom, and come back and finish the run, but whatever. And then the swim felt really good and really strong, and I'm just like remembering how much I love swimming. I was a competitive swimmer from the ages of like 9 to 18 or so when I went to college, and I love it. The way that people talk about how they love running, that's how I love swimming. It's like therapeutic. I could do it forever. I get lost in like the sound of my breathing and just like the feeling of the water on my skin, and I like love focusing on my stroke, and I love feeling long and strong and like powerful in the water. Like I love everything about it. And I'm trying to figure out why I hate running. I mean, I'm not a runner. I can do it. I have the cardio endurance. It's fine. But today, like towards the end of the 9 miles, like around mile 7.5 or so, I think you start to like mentally, regardless of how long the run is, the last like mile or two, you're like, ugh, maybe that's just me. I don't know. But I was just like, why do I hate this? Nothing hurts. Like my legs are not sore. My abs are not sore. Like my calves, my feet, everything's good. Why do I hate it? Like what's wrong right now? And I can't figure it out. I mean, my heart rate is elevated, obviously, like higher than it probably should be, but I maintain like 180 heart rate. So I'm definitely in like an anaerobic zone and for like almost 2 hours. So maybe it's just like something physical that translates into my mind of like just not liking it. I don't know, but I just don't like running. Biking is fun. I do enjoy like the strength in my legs and all that. It's just the running that I don't like. But I'm trying to get over it. I'm trying to like be more in tune with what's happening with my body, feeling tall and long and strong and lean, and trying to translate that like love of swimming into my love of running. I'm still working on it. I can't figure it out. But I keep like realizing that all of this training is not, I mean, it is for like race day, but I have to enjoy the process. And it's like, oh, it's not the destination, it's the journey, blah, blah. But I guess that saying is cliche for a reason. Like, if I'm not enjoying this training, there is no point in me doing it. And honestly, I am enjoying the training. Every day has been fun. Every day is something new. Taking notes after every training session of like how I felt, what I ate and when, before and after, because I think that's going to be really tricky on race day. I mean, the race starts at like 6 a.m. and I'm finding that I do better having eaten like 2 to 3 hours before actually starting a training session. So that might mean I just have to wake up really early, which might mean I have to go to bed really early the night before. I don't know. I'm still figuring that out, but yeah, I'm taking really diligent notes of how I'm feeling and when, so I can kind of correlate those things. But yeah, I feel really good, and I am enjoying this process, and it like blows my mind. It's really cool that I can do this, you know, like I kind of like surprise myself every day. And I don't know, especially with the runs, because the runs are like not my thing. And I don't know, I just think like, what's the worst that could happen? Okay, I have to do a 9-mile run, a 10-mile run, 13 miles on the race day. I think on race day I'll have a lot of adrenaline and it's going to be like a really exciting environment and whatever. But like until then, what's the worst that could happen? I'm not going to like collapse and die, you know? So just like keep going. Just keep going. It's okay if you have to slow down, just keep going. And that's how I got through today's run. I'm like, I'm actually feeling good, like checking in and tuning in with my body. I guess it's okay if I don't love it. Maybe eventually I will. I've tried different things. You know, I was listening to podcasts, but once you get into the neighborhood of like an hour and a half, 2 hours of a podcast, like that's a lot. So I've tried different kinds of music. Today I listened to some like heavier rock music, and that was good. It like felt really powerful. But I don't know. I'm still playing around with it. But I just think about like what's the worst that could happen. I'm not gonna like collapse. Obviously, I still have energy. I'm still fine. So just keep going. Like just go. Quit complaining because you feel fine. And then I'm like amazed at myself that I feel fine and that I can do this. And so I guess I'm just, I am really enjoying the training. I'm especially enjoying learning all over again how to ride a bike. And of course I love the swimming. Like the swimming always feels too short because, you know, like the longest swims I've had to do as part of this training plan so far have been like 1,000 meters, which I'm done in less than 20 minutes, you know? And so like 2 hours of running and only 20 minutes of swimming, like I wish it was backwards. But yeah, I am really, really enjoying it to the point where, you know, my triathlon coach and my mom have both said like, this is not going to be the last triathlon you do. Once you do it, you're going to get the bug. You're going to want to do it again. And from day one, I was like, no. Once I just want to do it to have said I did it. And I mean, I'm definitely not committing to anything right now, but if race day comes and I'm able to do it and not feel terrible and like feel really good, maybe I will do another one someday. I started kind of looking on the Ironman website to like see where they have different races. I'm like, wouldn't it be cool to travel for one of these? There's one in like Cozumel or something. I'm like, how cool would it be to do one of these in Cozumel? There's one in New Orleans that happens every October, so that would be easy. I don't know. I just the mind starting to wander a little. but I'm trying to just reel it in back to where I am right now, and I'm feeling really good. As far as my diet goes, I'm sticking to keto. A lot of people have asked me if I'm still doing Deeper State. I only did 5 weeks of the Deeper State protocol with Crystal Love a while ago, and then I was like traveling for 3 weeks, and since I got back, even when I was traveling, I stayed keto. But since I got back, I'm still doing like DSK macros, but I'm not tapering down. So, these are my macros here, about 1,500 calories. I'm still sticking to 10 carbs a day. I mean, I don't hit all of these precisely on the nose every single day, but this is what I'm sticking to, and I feel really good. I'm not going to taper down because my exercise is only going to intensify. So for the next 11 weeks, I'm going to stick to this just like steady caloric rate intake, and I know my caloric output is going to increase and my deficit is going to increase. Right now, like, I would like to lose weight. I'm losing weight really slowly, but my focus right now cannot be weight loss. Like, my focus is on my training. I know I'm eating right. I know I'm exercising, obviously, a lot. So the weight loss will come. It's coming slowly, but I think I'm probably like losing fat and gaining muscle, whatever. So I'm not so focused on losing weight. My diet has to be super precise. Like, I am super aware of how different foods affect me. Like more than ever before. So, honestly, it's made it easier to stick to the diet, to stick to the plan or whatever, to stick to my macros, because if I deviate even a little bit, I feel really off and it like really messes up my training, and I can't have that. So, yeah, feeling good. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them below, and I will talk with you soon. Okay, bye.